Good evening, Internet. I hope we're all well out there. And tonight I'd like to try and talk about, demonstrate a couple of the B.B. King licks that I tabbed out in this month's blog. And first off, let's dive straight in. This is from an early gospel style tune called Working on the Building. And what we're doing here, we're in the key of C, and we're using C major pentatonic. You might recognise fourth position of A minor pentatonic. Well, that's fine because C major and A minor are the same thing. A minor relative minor of C. And you just notice here we've got that typical major blues pickup phrase, strongly associated with B.B. King and also of course Peter Green, coming in G, A, C, 5th, 6th, root, 12 to 14 on the G string, 13 on the B, and then 15th on the B. Let's go to the second. Then I'm going to bend that up to hit the major third, and then root, vibrato. We could talk about vibrato and B.B. King well for a much longer video than I've got planned. And we've got a lovely little chromatic phrase walking up here from the second via the minor third, the E flat here on the 16th fret B. Interestingly enough, he manages to place that on the downbeat, allowing us to walk chromatically 12, 13, 14, 15, major third, 4th, flat 5, 5, and finish off with a kind of little mini 5 to 1 cadence. Going back to the root note there on the 13th fret of the B string. The chord sequence also bears examination as well. It's quite an interesting diversion from a regular 12 bar. We've got 4 bars of C, that's the one chord. Up to 2 bars on the F. Up to 2 on the G, so 1, 4, 5. And then we're back to C. F sharp diminished into the turnaround, G, A minor, D minor, G, C, F, C, G. So you've got a sort of a sharp 4 diminished in between the 4 and 5 chords. And we're also using the A minor and D minor, which are the relative minors of the C and the F, to create a slightly more interesting chord sequence for the turnaround. You'll also recognise from Under the Moon of Love by Shawaddy Waddy, if you played in as many wedding bands as I have. Moving on, our next example is from Paying the Cost to Be the Boss, which is a major blues idea in B flat. And there's some really interesting note choices in here, which shouldn't work. So I'm starting here on the 14th fret G flat, that's the flat 6. Fine for a minor blues, yeah, for a major blues, but somehow by sheer charisma and force of will he pulls it off. So I'm bending flat 6 to flat 7, and I'm going down to the 11th fret, E flat, bending 4 to 5. Bit of preparation, you can do that with the first finger. Onto the B string, bend the D flat, flat 3rd, pull off to the root, B flat, and then major 6. And then that's just tagging it there, bending the flat 3rd up to 4th and resolving to root. And then it's got a little run down B flat minor pentatonic to finish the whole thing off. Finishing off with the classic B.B. King stinger, which for those of you who aren't familiar with this is his technique of getting a very, very high root note and really giving it some attack and vibrato. Now this last one I'm going to bring a loop here. That one I made earlier, because you kind of need to hear this with some context around it. This is from the Blues Collection recording of You Done Lost Your Good Thing Now, in the key of A, and we're blending major and minor pentatonics. We're going to hit some chord tones in there, and there's a whole lot of kind of BB-isms in there to pick out. Let's give this a try. Obviously I'm going to link all the tabs for this anyway. But let's just break this down a little bit. So again, we've got that A major. Interestingly enough, he finishes there on the 6th. And then we move down. So this is all in 5th position. You can view this as kind of being played around the A shape. So I'm taking the 2nd on the B note on the 7th fret, bending up a tone, back to root through the 6th and 5th, 7th and 5th frets on the B string. Then I've got that classic blues hammer on from minor to major 3rd, followed by the 4th. And then we've got a little trill here. He does this quite a lot actually. He likes going from the major 3rd to the 4th and finishing on the root. And then finishing with a minor to major 3rd hammer on. And then we're kind of mixing a little bit minor 3rd, major 3rd, 5th, 6th, bends up to the flat 7 there, bends into the major 3rd, before hitting the 6th there to resolve on. So big on the 6th there. Then we describe an A major arpeggio here. 3rd, root, 5th, before hitting the D note. And that's sort of anticipating the 4 chord there. Certainly leaves you hanging with thinking, well, something's coming. And then we've got a basic idea in the major pentatonic, but notice that he's using a little bit of rhythmic offset. Same set of notes. But on the first time around, I'm going to hold on that 5, because that's where the 5 chord's coming in. And that's a really common tactic of his on the 5 chord. He'll bend from the 5th to the 6th, resolve to the 5th, targeting the 5 chord's root. And then as the 1 chord comes back in, he's hitting that root note. And then we're down to A minor pentatonic. And you notice the first 2 times round, you're getting a rhythmic echo. So we're using a rhythmic motif there, which he then finishes off and adds an extra note in to sort of say, alright, here we are, now we've finished. It's also worth noting that that 7th fret A string note, that's the E, that's the 5th of the key, does give you a sort of very strong pull to sort of the next step in the song. It's also the root note of the chord that he's playing over at the time. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that's proved useful. As I say, I'll link the tab below. A friend of mine did call me out for saying that this is an overly technical look at a very field-based aspect. And he's right, but that is just how my mind works. And I do also feel that if you can understand and quantify some elements of BB's feel, you can start to ape him consciously, and then that conscious emulation of him will work its way into your natural playing. Player, I do urge you, if you've not gone and tried sitting down and working out some of his licks, do it. No matter what standard you're at, you're going to learn an absolute truckload. Right, so I hope this has been useful. Please do like, share and smash that subscribe button. And I will try and do this without a straight face. Alright, thanks guys, see you next month.